Hello, today we are going to look at mass and how we can convert different units in mass between each other. But first we're going to look at the definition of mass in science and the definition of mass we're going to use in maths as well as daily life. So in science, mass would be the amount of matter in something. How much matter, fundamentally how many little particles, how many atoms, molecules, so on, of what type are in something. And then weight would, in science, would be the force that gravity pulls on that mass with. So weight is the thing that pulls us down towards the center of the earth, pulls us down when we jump up in the air. In English, for historical reasons, we don't actually make a distinction between the two words. When we say weight, we often just mean mass. We mean, in both cases, how heavy is something. And in maths, in our maths exams, in our maths questions, mass and weight are going to be treated like they're the same because when we're speaking normally in English, they would mean the same thing. So it's important that we know for science that mass and weight have technical definitions that we must know in science, but in maths, because we're going to use the general way of speaking, the kind of common English way of speaking, weight and mass are going to mean the same thing. So it's an unfortunate piece where we have two different meanings of words going on in different subjects. But mass and weight in maths are going to mean what they would mean when we deal with them in daily life. Now, let's get into some conversions. The gram is the basic unit of mass that we're going to work with, and 1 gram is about as massive as a spoon of sugar. It's important to have little anchors for what these different units mean, just like we do for length with our rulers. So 1 gram is about a spoon of sugar. One of the first conversions that we can look at is 1 gram would be the same as 1,000 milligrams. And this is a relationship we're going to start with where we have 1 of something is 1,000 of something else. And we're going to convert from these kind of relationships. So a milligram, milli means 1,000. So it's 1,000 of a gram. So it makes sense that 1 gram would be 1,000 milligrams. And that's written as 1 little g is equal to 1,000 mg for milligrams. And a milligram is about the mass of a feather. Feather would be several milligrams. 1,000 grams would be 1 kilogram. And that would be, and kilo means 1,000 as opposed to 1,000th as in a fraction. A kilo would be 1,000 of something. So a 1,000 grams is going to be 1 kilogram. 1,000 g is going to be 1 kg. And a kilogram is a bag of sugar, a bag of flour, or a 1 liter carton of milk or juice. And then going even heavier, we'd have 1,000 kg would be called 1 ton. Now, ton is a slightly funny one. There's more than one type of ton, but in our course, we're only going to deal with this ton that is 1,000 kg. So anytime we come across it in maths, 1,000 kg is going to be 1 ton. And a car would be, some cars would be around a ton. So we've gone through our different relationships. Let's put them into practice now. So we have 5 grams in milligrams. Well, I want to go from grams to milligrams. I know that 1 gram would be the same as 1,000 milligrams. That's my relationship that I know. So I want to know what 5 grams is, so I'm going to convert. So how do I go from 1 gram to 5 grams in my relationship? Well, I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. This is again our unitary method. 5 grams would equal, we put this into our calculator or we work it out, be 5,000 milligrams. And that's as much as we need to do. Now we have 60 grams and we want to know what that is in kilograms. So I know that 1,000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. but I need to know what 1 gram is in kilograms. So how do I go from my 1,000 to my 1 gram? So I'm going to need to divide by 1,000. Any number divided by itself is 1. If I divide by 1,000, I'm going to get 1 gram is equal to 1,000 of a kilogram. That would make sense. And then I want to know what 60 grams is, so I need to multiply by 60. And we can see our steps each time. We're going to find one of something, and then we're going to multiply up to the amount that we want. So we get 60 grams is equal to 6 over 100, could be one way of writing it, or we could write it as 0.06 kilograms. It's important to keep you in your units when you're doing these questions. Now, last question. Which is heavier? 55,000 grams or 4 tons? Well, at the moment, I can't compare which one is heavier because I haven't got them in the same units. So just like when we'd be comparing fractions or we'd be comparing anything, we need to be working in the same units in order to compare something. And this is a universal truth. We have to get the same units in order to compare things. So let's get both of these in grams. So I'll take my 4 tons. I could, by the way, turn this into tons, but I would end up making it smaller, and I don't find fractions or decimals as nice to deal with as if I make bigger numbers. But all that matters is I turn both of the numbers into the same units. So if I have 4 tons, I want 4 tons, I should say, I need to go to what my definition of a ton is. So 1 ton is 1,000 kilograms. So to get 4 tons, I'm going to multiply by 4. Now this doesn't get me to grams, so I'm going to have to do this in 2 steps. I don't have a relationship for tons to grams. I have a relationship for tons to kilograms, and then I can go from kilograms to grams. So I can do it in 2 steps, and it's important we not try to skip ahead. We do this out step by step, and in that way we get our full marks and we don't make any mistakes. So now I know what 4 tons is in kilograms, and I want to go to grams, so I am going to be using the relationship that 1 gram, that 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. So now I've got 4,000 kilograms. Got 4,000 kilograms, so I want to multiply by 4,000. So 4,000 kilograms is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4. Multiply this out on your calculator and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grams, so that's our 4 tons. Our 4 tons is equal to 4,000 kilograms is equal to 4 million grams. So now that we've done our conversion, we can very much see that 4 tons is going to be heavier than 55,000 grams. So 4 tons is heavier. But we can see that clearly when we've done our conversion. So 4 tons is heavier. So that is what we need for mass. Remember, it is very important in science that we know the distinction between the two, but in maths we are going to use the standard English definition where both of them can mean the same thing. So in exam questions we could be asked for the mass of something or the weight of something, and they would mean the same thing in maths. But it is important that we keep in mind that that is not true in science. In science, weight is a force that comes from gravity pulling on the mass. And we need to know our relationships between grams and milligrams and so on by heart. And that's what we need for now.